teh lurus ya. Eta banyak side quest lagi di sini nih. 1.
Maybe I should go up there, see if everyone's all right, and find this chaplain, Garah. Might also be a good idea to resupply before I head back out.
Si goblok. Wah, naik level 28 gue. Aloy, bisa nggak? Gak begitu caranya. Modar si anjing. Bombardir aja. Ada beberapa skill yang bagus nanti naikin, tapi aku teh bingung. The Destroyer. Kayaknya mele-mele ini nggak usah terlalu ini ya. Toh basic attack masih sama. Half moon slash. Kayak main Draconis. Build up with a powerful spin that strike all. Si goblok. Cok, ketinggalan, Cok. Turun lagi dia untungnya. Oke. Oh, patokannya di situ ya, patokannya di R1-nya. Slash. Lama, ada 3 side quest nih. Oke. Seperti biasa, kayak side quest dulu ya, sebelum masuk ke cerita utama. Tapi aneh, masa di daerah es lemah sama es ya ini? Side quest dulu deh. Mana lagi side quest yang paling deket? Ini dia nih side quest.
She who shakes the mountain returns. Have a word with this old chaplain.
Are you Chaplain Jera? Kotalo said I should talk to you, to see if you need help.
Bold move, wallbreaker, burying Takote's pride beneath the bulwark's rubble.
I was just...
At ease. Many in the clan agree with you, and Marshal Kotalo was right to send you to me. There is something you can help with. A few of our soldiers followed him to the embassy at Barren Light, against Takote's orders.
Right. I remember Cthulhu showed up last, with only a few representatives from the Sky Clan.
When those soldiers returned home, Takote reassigned them to an old watchtower, one we had abandoned to the machines. He insisted that with war brewing it must be reclaimed, but those soldiers are serving no one out there. If, however, they were to return by request of Hikaro's champion, Takote wouldn't have the backing to deny them, especially when their chaplain supports their return.
Tell a few soldiers to come home and give Takote another black eye? Sounds easy enough.
Go to the cold rushes, a long stretch to the west. The watchtower stands beside the falls. Speak to Kiva there, the squad's leader. Good luck.
Oke, jadi masuk akal ya. Waktu di embassy, waktu pertemuan itu sama ya yang waktu di apa tuh namanya? Di dinding awal-awal tuh. Cuma beberapa orang doang ya dari suku ini ya. Terus kayak dikasih hukuman gitu. Nah, lo jaga tower sana. Padahal di sana nggak ada apa-apaan juga gitu. Kayak ngapain ini? Alah, mah kurang jauh, Cok. Kita ke depan ya. Ke depan, ke kiri.
Good use of this.
Banyak kayak nggak setuju juga sih berarti orang-orang situ ya. Kayak terlalu ngumpet banget lah. Di balik dinding. Itu bukan di balik rindu. Oke, lanjut lagi. Oh, masuk ke cuaca winter ya, Frozen Wild Abyss. Scorcher. Waduh. Di sini musuh-musuhnya ini.
Weak against shock.
Musuh-musuhnya Frozen Wild ini. Kelemahannya sama es sama petir anjing lah. Mati, sumpah. Jet. Ya. Mati gua sumpah. Jing, perinya. besar tuh, lupa. Ya, aku melakukan kesalahan besar. Dan ini sama sakitnya anjing. Wah. Habis peluruku semua. Gue pikir gampang cok melawannya.
Oh, the snow's coming down heavy.
Dan ternyata sama, sakitnya sama, susahnya sama. Nggak lagi-lagi deh, makasih deh. Cing, nggak kebayang lawan Frost lawannya.
I'll pick these up.
Snap, man.
I'll stash this away for later.
Salah.
Jira said the old watchtower should be near the falls. Time to tell those soldiers to head home.
Gimana cok? Sini dulu. Bonfire.
Machines are quick!
Coba kamu lawan dulu cok.
Here's the watchtower. Need to talk to their squad.
Kiva.
Are you Kiva?
I am. And you. You're the Outlander who killed Regala's champion at the embassy. Ram Squad was there. We saw your duel. Pavallo still owes me shards.
Oh, thanks for the vote of confidence. Chaplain Jera sent me. It's time for you to go home.
Jera's cracked then. There's no way our commander will allow us to leave our post. Not after our insubordination.
Things have, changed at the Bulwark. Dakota won't be able to stop you.
Really? He's finally been taken down a notch? All right then. The last member of Ram Squad is on duty at the tower on the mountain. Let me recall him.
Alamak.
That's odd. Ezeko always answers. One of us will have to go up.
I can get up there easily. I'll check on him.
Much appreciated. The start of the climb is just across the falls. Try not to break your neck, yeah?
Ya elah, ada-ada aja masalah ya.
What's going on?
We're moving out,
Thanks for all
back
that
to the
mustache,
bulwark.
Hasbro.
Your shit.
Horizon. Kotek-kotek, tek-kotek, kotek. Gimana di tebing ya? Call and response. Hai. Terus ngomong aneh-aneh dah. Ini loh, robot.
This must be the start of the climb. The watchtower should be at the top.
Cing, terlalu jauh. Manjat sih bos. Ada hari-hari manjat lagi aja gue.
Sky drifters. Circling the watchtower. That's not a good sign.
Udah lu tinggal Sky Drifter. Suka gue ganti peluru gue jadi S nih. Elah.
Thought a dyer would be interested in this.
Mabok Aloy, cok. Ya elah, nyangkut lagi aja deh. Hai.
I'm getting closer to the watchtower. Looks like I have to climb higher.
Ada jalan nggak sini? Oh, ada nih. Skydrift itu kalau nggak salah lemahnya mah S deh. Tai lah.
I gotta take out these machines before I can look around. This'll be over quick with frost ammo.
Frost ammo maning, maning.
So where's the soldier assigned to this watchtower?
Easy. Sumpah gue ganti force ammo nih.
That must be him. Send this to my stash.
Wah, mati, Cok.
Judging by these wounds, the Sky Drifter surprised him. At least it was quick. Eva sounded her horn. It's a different call from before. I'd better get back down to the watchtower and check on them.
Ini apaan lagi? Coba masalahnya, Cok. Ada lagi aja masalah dibuat-buat heran deh. Disuruh ke tower, yang di tower modar. Di
The
bawah kena
watchtower's
lagi,
under
Cok.
attack. I need to get down there fast.
Iya diserang, Cok, bener, Cok.
Swooping into battle. Those machines are in for a surprise.
Whee!
Clear talks. Great.
What of the 10 Outlander lie?
Tuh, bisa. Senjatanya beda-beda. Senjata ada yang bisa pakai panahnya, panah petir, panah apa gitu-gitu. Tuh anjing bener-bener dah makan semua stoknya.
Where's Zeko? Thanks for the assist. Is Zeko on his way down?
Actually, machines got him. Took him by surprise. I'm sorry.
What? He was the first of the squad. Our best fighter.
He's gone, Kiva. It's just the two of you now.
Damn Dakota. All we did was go to the embassy. Follow Chief Hikaru's orders? And what do we get for it? A death sentence dressed up as guard duty. All because Takote has a vendetta against the chief.
Well, that ends now.
Yeah. Thanks, Outlander. Here. This is for you. Pavalo! We're moving out.
Dakota's politics got one of those soldiers killed. But at least the other two get to go home.
Hai sih, seenggaknya duanya pulang cak, cuma sian cak mengeluhkan kematian apa namanya, matinya jelek lah gitu kan, bukan sebagai kasatria, cuma sebagai penjaga. Oke, lanjut lagi set quest. Aku mau restock dulu deh.
The snow brought... Jill?
Hey, I saw that.
Outlander. Will you trade with the Tanakh?
Enggak, makasih. Tidak mau trade.
The Outlander has shown us.
I don't care what you say. She flew.
She flailed. Were you there?
I saw it all in the distance.
Dia kabur
She
siapa
fought
nih?
well. I will give you that.
She fought well? Ha! She was the first of her kind.
It doesn't count.
I'm telling you, she flew.
Can I ask what you're arguing about?
Oh, Sariva won't let it rest. She insists our comrade Farika flew on the wings of the 10. But I say, hanging on to a stormbird for dear life isn't the same.
A Tanakh rode a stormbird?
She went up in the air. But rode is a strong word.
Ha! You admit it.
You're talking about her like she's no longer around.
She's not. After she grabbed onto the machine, it flew off with her to that mountaintop.
The stormbird still circles the peak. But we never saw Farika again.
It's sad. What a way to go.
Di bawah strombot anjing.
I'll say. A shame no one can reach that mountaintop. She was a great soldier with armor to match, and it serves no one lying up there.
I'm a pretty good climber.
No doubt. But unless you want to try what Frika did, there's no realistic way to get up there.
For now.
Were her feet off the ground?
I could jump off a cliff. My feet wouldn't be on the ground.
Nah, emang potongan ini begini, jadi potongan sukunya. Jangan mengeluh anjir. Side. Apa sih Eran ya? On hold until the wing of the 10 has been complete. On hold until the wings of the 10 has been complete. Ini quest kayaknya nih. Nah sampai ini kan namanya nih, on hold until Talana find a way across the mountain. Level 25 questnya. Oh untung bisa di skip. Berarti ada orang pertama yang bisa terbang ya. Dia kayak di bawah gitu. Oke.
If we want to reclaim our honor,
Bisa kita skip.
do so in
My brother will make it.
What's going on here?
The wall breaker. Jekka's brother here went off to get himself killed.
He'll finish the climb. I know it.
Not likely.
Lanjut lagi nih.
My brother Pento left to climb the March of the 10 to get his soldier's mark. They were supposed to be done by now, but he's not back yet.
Jekka, Lataka, to your training, now!
Your brother should have stuck to his cleaning duties.
saudara
Would you
laki-lakinya.
mind checking up on the march? If I leave, my squad leader will kick my ass. And I don't want anyone thinking I'm worried about my brother making the climb. Because I'm not.
I get it.
You can't miss the path markers. They're by the waterfall west of here.
If I head that way, I'll see what's going on.
Thank you.
Oke, untuk menandakan.
No slacking, soldier.
Untuk
I'm
mendapatkan
coming, I'm
tanda,
coming.
harus manjat. On shoulder. March. Seek to prove his mettle by completing his trial known as the Mark of the Ten, but a brutal challenge. Oke, untuk mendapat pengakuan. The things, bla 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 bla. Anaknya malas jalan. Di bla 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 bla.
Find my stash later.
Proving. Ini satu kotak tuh. Bukan ya Bidi. Jadi itu sebenarnya robot ini Jap. Ini loh Jap. Apa sih namanya? Robotnya ini buat membalik keseimbangan bumi kok. Jadi air dibersihin, sampah ditutupin gitu deh. Cuma karena aplikasi yang ngatur itu semua rusak, jadi barbar, jadi nggak terkendalikan nih, makanya ceritanya mau gitu. Jadi ceritanya mau ngebalikin aplikasinya biar semuanya sesuai dengan prosedurnya. Begitu. Detroit enggak dapat. Ini kok manjat kemana Cok? Ini tuh kagak ada panjatannya pisan Cok. Oh emang sulit ya. Spiderman. Sebenarnya kurang begitu suka Spiderman ya. Ini nggak free roam banget kan?
Most Knox look wounded. What happened?
Siapa nih? Katanya terluka Cok.
That person looks like they're in charge. I should talk to them.
Halo.
Wellbreaker, if you've come to witness the March of the Ten, you're out of luck.
Actually, I came looking for someone called Pento.
Pento? That poor scab was as good as dead even before the storm hit.
You're out of line, soldier.
What's he talking about?
The kid you're looking for is still up on the mountain, along with 2 others. Pento was the only one who decided to break tradition and climb without a partner. His odds aren't good. I'm sorry to say they never were to begin with. As far as being Tanak goes, he's got most of it backwards.
So what? You're all just waiting here? Shouldn't you be calling for help?
Couldn't find anyone in that storm, even if we wanted to. Those kids are at the mercy of the mountain now.
We'll see about that. But first, a couple of questions.
Ujiannya gitu kan, harusnya dapat dikata-katain tuh si cupu tuh dia belum manjatnya udah kayak udah nggak akan bisa gitu. Terus kayak dia nge-break kalau misalnya ujiannya harusnya dilakuin 2 orang tapi dia sendirian anjing, solo matching.
Why is everyone so sure this Pental can't climb that mountain?
Our people are soldiers. We respect strength and agility. Pento has neither. Never has. He's been stuck on cleaning duty since he was a child.
Tukang bersih-bersih.
Decided to undergo our clan's most difficult trial on his own.
And you think he's crazy for trying?
I'm not a fan of that word. When I chose to wear a woman's armor, people called me crazy too. I guess Pento just feels like he has to prove himself, to show who he really is. I understand. Believe me. But that climb is hard enough, even without a storm.
Hewan-hewan burung, terus kadal gitu-gitu sih.
What is this march you mentioned?
This is one of the toughest slopes in Sky Clan territory. It's said that the Ten climbed this mountain in pairs during their war against machines. Our people partner up to earn their soldiers' marks by following in the Old One's footsteps and retrieving the blood crest, a flower that grows on the summit. Until Pento, that is. He insisted on climbing on his own.
You mean no one wanted to climb up with him?
I tried to stop him, but there were technically no rules against it, so I let him pass.
That sounds familiar. The Nora have a similar ritual. No one wanted me in that one either.
Anjir.
Their mistake, I presume.
Yep.
Iya. Jadi karena cupu, jadi dia nggak ada temennya, terus dia mau show gitu kalau gue bisa gitu kan, manjat-manjat. Itu apa sih? Kayak ujian kayak zaman dulu perang sama mesin-mesin. Kurang lebih gitulah backgroundnya.
What is this march you mentioned?
Salah.
This is one of the toughest slopes in Sky Clan territory.
Panjatan paling sulit.
It's said that the Ten climbed this mountain in pairs during their war against machines.
Oh, the Ten,
Our
sorry.
people partner up to earn their soldiers' marks by following in the Old One's footsteps and retrieving the blood crest.
Ngikutin tentara-tentara jadul dulu waktu ngelawan mesin.
Until Pento, that is.
Terus yang sukses itu yang berhasil yang bisa bawa bunga yang ada yang tumbuh di puncak.
There were technically no rules against it, so I let him pass.
That sounds familiar. The Nora have a similar ritual. No one wanted me in that one either.
Their mistake, I presume.
Yep. I could try following the path up the mountain. See if I can find Penta. You said there were 2 other climbers missing as well?
Just one. The other is right there. Zika!
Rocco and I, we were climbing back down. There was an avalanche where we got separated. I couldn't see anything.
Someone's gotta go up there.
You can barely see your own feet in that storm.
Except I don't need to. I'll be back.
Anjay. Lo gak akan bisa lihat badai. Tenang, gue gak perlu kok. Nyalain fokus.
I can always use my focus to find those climbers. I should follow the markers. They'll lead me to the start.
Kambing gunung. Badut. Becas. Ini mirip banget sama ujian Nora zaman dulu ya. Horizon 1. Suara apaan tuh? Jangan bilang lawan Frost Claw, sumpah itu nyakitin bosnya, momennya, demi Allah. Dulu karena ada armor OP cok, diserang nggak kena damage anjing. Sekarang pasti nyakitin banget damage-nya. Ini gimana bonekanya? Tadi ada kambing.
Markers. I'm on the right track. Send this to my stash.
Oh, marker tuh ini. Tanda.
Sounds like someone's putting up a fight.
Oh, bukan nih.
That Nox needs help.
Ouch. Si sniper cok.
Whoever you are, thanks for the assist.
Ow. Si bego mana? Let's kalem. Kalem anjir, anjir. Ada equipment sih. Let's go. Di tempat beginian banget kah? Gak ada pot apa di sini? Ini kambing.
You okay?
Not really, but I'll live.
Your climbing partner, she said you got separated during an avalanche?
My partner? Yeah. The avalanche caught us off guard. Swept me up like a twig. I was sure I was a goner. Then someone grabbed hold of me and pulled me out. It was Penta. He risked his life for me.
Did you see where he went?
Up that cliff behind you. Said he was gonna finish the climb. I told him it was suicide, but he wouldn't listen.
Can you make it back down on your own?
Yes. You're not going after him, are you?
Go. Get back to Wakata before the storm gets any worse.
May the Ten be with you.
May the 10 be with you. Anjay.
I have to find Penta before he gets himself killed. I should use my focus to pick up Pento's trail. Those must be Pento's tracks. Let's hope I can catch up to him. It looks like the avalanche destroyed most of the climbing path. The missing soldier must have climbed up this way. I'll save this for a dyer. Pento made it past here. The path must have collapsed after him. Maybe I can glide across.
Sini gua kemana aja?
I need to get past this trench.
Mana sih? Oh, ke sana ya, ke atas itu ya. Oke.
This'll break my fall. I should try gliding over to the other side of that trench.
Salah kayaknya. Oh, cuma ke situ doang. Salah.
I made it. I should be able to pick up Pento's tracks again. Got him. Looks like Pento climbed this cliff. Didn't is unstable. I don't think I'll be able to go up the same way he did.
Tuh, ada tembakan.
Let's hope that's Pento. Looks like he could use some help.
Who's there?
A friend!
A friend.
Hold on to this for later.
Easy.
Penta?
Do I know you?
Wakata sent me. We need to get off this mountain, now.
No. I'm not going back there as a failure. I am getting that flower no matter what.
Look, I know what it's like when your tribe looks down on you, but you—
That you understand why I'm either gonna get to the top of this mountain or die on it.
Anjir.
Thank you. What are you doing?
This climb is meant to be done by two people, right? I'll be your partner.
I'll follow your lead.
Oke. Asis bukan asis.
Here. This is useful.
Looks like the trail carries on here.
You know my name, but I don't think I caught yours.
It's Aloy.
Thought you might want some ammo. You sure you want to involve yourself with the Bulwark's biggest loser, Aloy?
I like to make my own judgments about people.
You know, it's not like everyone can be born with a sword glued to their hand, but apparently that's what it takes to be Tanakhed. This is my one shot at proving everyone wrong.
Setuju, Bang.
Well, sounds like you're as stubborn as any Tanakh I've met.
I'll take your word for it. What was that? Maybe it's just the wind.
I hope so.
Fire cloud.
It's a dead end.
There's a climbing spike left over from the original path. Not that it's of much use right now. Sorry. That was amazing!
I'll knock this tree
Found
down!
something?
It should let us reach the climbing path!
You won't hear me complaining.
Pengen buktiin bahwa mereka tuh salah semua, boy. Gue buktiin kalau gue tuh bisa gitu.
Don't know where that leads, but I'll wait till you're done. That's some climbing gear you've got.
Thanks. It's time to start climbing.
That doesn't sound like any storm wind I've ever heard.
Almost there.
Bukan angin deh. Ah, ada pasti ini fire.
This is it.
I can't believe we actually made it.
Frost cloud nih.
Let's get to that summit then.
Bangsat. Bener aja lagi anjing.
Could shoot it with fire. deployment? We can handle it. We can handle it. Come on.
This way, Aloy.
Wait up!
Kemana, Cok? Oh. Hadir? Masih dong. Habis ini, Pak. Habis nostalgia memusuh DLC-nya di Horizon 1. Tidak sesusah yang gue bayangkan ya. Ternyata susahan si... Cepet. Kok nggak ngedrop tuh? Asli. Oh, kayaknya dia nih puncaknya ya. Oh, ini dia nih bunganya, Cok.
Snowfall is blanketing the land.
This is it. The blood crest bloom.
Silakan diambil.
Storm. It's easing up. So,
Sebulan.
how does it feel to make rank?
Pretty great, actually. This means everything to me.
You know, even if you go back with that, it doesn't mean they'll treat you any different.
Honestly, I think
yang berbeda gitu.
I just need to prove to myself I could do this. You should go back. Let the others know I'm okay. I'd like to take a moment if you don't mind. I'll be right behind you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Dia cuma mau membuktikan kepada diri sendiri aja, orang lain bodo amat.
I can probably reach the bottom of the trail faster if I use my shield wing. And get a nice view too.
Gak ada Pento, aku terbang. Kamu gak bisa terbang ya, syukurin. Kamu suku aja yang ketinggalan. Orang jadul. Gak bisa terbang.
Everything looks so peaceful now that the storm has passed.
Sejauh. Oh, untung kalau ada fire claw sih aing triggered, Cok.
I should be reaching the bottom of the trail soon. Pento can't be far behind.
Terusnya Pentonya bunuh diri abis gua selamatin.
There's everyone.
Aloy!
She's back!
Iyalah, kembali gue.
Aloy, you
Wah,
return alone.
cuacanya langsung terang anjing.
Where is he?
He's my brother.
You can't go crying like that, Jekka. You're the sister of a proper soldier now.
Bento!
Ow! I bring you the blood crest. as proof of my march.
And with my blessing, you join our ranks. May you find your path on the wings of the Ten.
You've gotta be kidding me! Him? A soldier? Please. Flower or no flower, we all know all he'll ever be good for is cleaning everyone's shit.
I think we're done here.
Pria tangguh.
Better put some snow on that, or it'll bruise. Thanks for saving my life. Maybe when I get my own soldier's mark, we can fight in the same squad. Give me a chance to return the favor.
He's cute.
Go on, I'll catch up. Here, something to commemorate our climb. May the Ten always grant you victory, Aloy.
I'll see you around, Pinto.
Buat apa kita? Kita kagak dapat apa-apa, Cok. Lama cuma dapat muka anjing. Si seru tuh. Dapat muka. Sudah lah ya. Ketika strike push. Ini ke yang lain dulu kali ya. Trap spesialis nggak pakai. Wah, selesai sudah side questnya, Cok. Ada ini sih sebenarnya. Ya, bolehlah ini dulu sekali sebelum lanjut ke utama. Ini nggak bisa. Ini ke utama. Kita alah, ini belum kebuka pisan, bangsat jauh pisan ini. Unknown ya. Mau harus jalan sambil toilet dulu, toilet. Ada. Talk to Pentala outside bite. Ke belakang. Oke. Buka-bukain dulu ya.
Mark the spot in my focus. Come back later.
Ini rebel. Oh ya, rebel outpost. Anjing, habis hujan, habis salju hujan loh. Oh, terang bener nih lokasi. Enggak, bercanda bang, bercanda. Enggak, bercanda bang.
Could try using acid ammo.
Oh, ini apa cok, pesawat tadi? Gua nge-skip campfire ya? Oh enggak. Ini cukup enak yang lain ya.
Ridiculous acrobatics.
Ridiculous acrobatic.
Come, trade.
Ada senjata baru nggak ya? Ini memeh gitu. Wah, laut anjing.
Red hair, keen eye, big spear. Those ingredients mean a Nora warrior. Aloy, right? News travels fast across the desert. There's not a rumor in the land that doesn't cross the cookpot. Kitchens chop up the meat and stir
Nah, ini
in the
pentalnya
gossip.
tadi bukan sih?
And was what you said to that Tanakh soldier just gossip? About food that can make her stronger?
You think soldiers are the only ones with skills? Blades aren't just for war. Slice up the right ingredients and you'll be stronger in
Ini
the field.
pentalannya yang tadi di
With the
outpost kan?
correct preparation.
Mukanya sama semua sih.
What else are you selling?
Dining delights, tastes of heaven, and meals to make a warrior of you. A better warrior of you.
Salted lizard. Sorten beach rich meat. Ya, satu boleh lah.
Your friend doesn't seem convinced by your claims.
The people here would stick their heads in the ground and drill out their dinners like grazers if they could. But I'm convinced if I show Hakata here, if I show any of them the benefits, then the others will come around.
This meal can make me stronger?
Stronger, healthier, more resistant. There are all sorts of benefits depending on how I prepare it. You vary your diet, you benefit from the different properties of the food. Look at the Oseram. They drink all that beer and come out barrel-shaped. So why is it so hard to believe that food could change you in other ways?
Goblok. Ingat Asram tuh keseringan minum bir, badannya kayak gantong bir ya.
What ingredients do you need?
Some bird meat and a little mystery ingredient.
If it stays a mystery, I won't be able to get it for you.
Wild bird's eggs. These soldiers won't touch them. They claim warriors only eat meat. But a true warrior takes every advantage.
I'll get you those ingredients.
See, Hakata? True soldiers aren't cowards in the kitchen. You can get the eggs from the island in Desert's Tier, the lake just outside the walls. As for the meat, plenty of birds feed in the grasses around the shores. Bring the ingredients back here, and you'll get that meal for free.
Gather bird egg. Di mana, Cok? Oh, di seberang nih. Gather bird egg. Oh, di situ. Oke. Nih si berenang banget. Oh, enggak nih, aku pikir laut aja. Oh, ini emang laut aja. Itu bebek. Tuh ada green sunflower. Goblok, ini mah laut aja. Ya nggak laut juga sih, cuma lumayan. Beautiful, beautiful. Loncat kita. Ini hipo. Hipo.
There should be goose eggs on this island, if I can find them. That's one. A wide maw is one way to protect your nest. Must be another nest. That's another egg. Got one.
Lagi di mana?
Check what my focus sees, maybe. There's a nest on that smaller island.
Oh, seberang.
Refreshing, I guess. all the eggs. Now I just need the bird meat. I should find birds here. Let's get the meat that cook wanted.
Burung kan bukan bebek ya?
I can grab this from my stash later.
Termasuk ini. Oh, ini banyak banget hewan sih, Cok. Ini. Fire udah biasa. Koplo anjing nggak kena. Ini apa dulunya? Kos ya? Apa sih namanya? Tempat di pantai gitu ya? Ada apa di sini? Waduh. Itu dia. Ada bebek terakhir.
I have everything I need for that cook and salt bite. Let's see if her recipe can help me out. Stash this away for later.
Batuk pagi. Wah, ini bisa dilanjut besok nih ke story utama. Selesai sudah side questnya.
Swift victory, friend. Fakata, be ready. It's time for us to prepare the chef's special.
How did you know I had your ingredients?
Every cook worth their salt can read people as well as they can cuts of meat. Fakata, let us work our magic. May the courage of your stomach bring you victory in battle. We'll be here whenever you desire more delicacies. And your next meal will be on the house.
So, Hakata. All right. If that Nora will risk the chef's special, I will try it. But if that slime sickens me...
It's your whining that turns stomachs.
Oke. Ada lagi kan ya quest. Aduh, mau lanjut tapi takut panjang ini ya.
Around here, Hakata.
Kita tinggal ke quest utamanya dulu nih.
But this meal will put that right. You'll be eating your way to victory.
Cook's right. Those meals could give me an advantage. Maybe I should pick some up before I go.
Yang mana campfire, Cok? Loh, kok hilang? Oh, salah jalan goblok. Oke. Fast travel aja lah. Lanjut besok subuh. Aduh. Capek banget, capek. Ya ampun. Lumayan hari ini story-nya. Bisa manggil suku ketiga buat kirim kesatria terbaiknya, prajurit terbaik. Karena terlalu lama ngumpet di balik batu. Seperti dia yang merindu akan masa lalu. Oh, udah. Save dulu. Lanjut besok quest utama Cool Root.